Howdy, y'all. This is Paul, the Redneck Thinker. What we have here is a channel to communicate. I want you folks to be thinking by the time you leave my videos. Why? Because I'm tired of people talking via what other people tell them to think. So, watch my video and enjoy the chance to think for yourself. Oh, and if you don't mind, like, subscribe, comment. And I've got a link tree down below. It's got my social media. And it has my Patreon if you want to help out. Thank y'all. Hey, y'all. I'm going to be reviewing a book called Midnight in the Pacific. It's by Joseph Wheelan. It's Guadalcanal, the World War II battle that turned the tide of war. I am both a military historian in a lot of ways. And also, I picked up this book because I am researching a personal hero of mine by the name of Clifton Cates. He was Commandant of the Marine Corps. He was a football player at the University of Tennessee. And he was one of the original Devil Dogs. When I say that, I mean he fought at Belleau Wood. He was one of the Marines that caused the Germans to call the Marine Corps Teufelhunden. And he was the commanding officer of 1st Marines, 1st Marine Regiment, not 1st Marine Division. Most people don't understand that. But I picked up this book, and I like this book. I have read a lot of books on Guadalcanal because it's... I also study the Raiders, and even before they were called Raiders, I was studying the Raiders. Or before the Marine Special Operations Command was called the Raiders, I was studying the Raiders from World War II and Guadalcanal and uh, Raider Ridge, But this book, I like this book. It's a very good book. It tells you from beginning to end of the time that the Japanese were on the island, except for the very beginning of when the Japanese landed. But from the time that it became important to the Americans to the time that we took over that island 100%, it covers that. So let's get into it a little bit. Now, for those of you that don't understand Guadalcanal, the Americans were trying to decide what they were going to do in the Pacific. Midway had been fought. They were trying to get everybody together. They were trying to get Australia secure and New Zealand secure. But then the Japanese decided they were going to build a bomber strip, fighter strip, whatever, on Guadalcanal at a place called Lunga Point on Guadalcanal. Well, that meant that they had to take a vastly unprepared 1st Division, commanded by General Vandergrift. They were on the ocean headed to New Zealand, and they had to get those guys ready. And in 6 weeks, they had to get those guys landed on Guadalcanal, be prepared to fight a battle, have a navy that was just not prepared for such an invasion, get them all together, get the coasties involved, the Coast Guard, and man, this is the only battle, this is the only place that a member of the Coast Guard got a Medal of Honor. He was protecting Marines. This is a battle that these men, if it hadn't been for the fact that the Japanese had prepared and stocked up food there, the Marines would barely have been able to survive. Yet they did. And we won. And it was dangerous. And this book covers it. Now, as for Clifton Cates. Clifton Cates was born in Tennessee. He went to military school in Missouri, then went to the University of Tennessee for his law degree, played football at the University of Tennessee. He was on the first undefeated University of Tennessee volunteer football team, first team to beat Vanderbilt. Yes, Although that matters to me. He then joined the Marine Corps. Literally, we declared war on for World War One. He joined the Marine Corps and went over and fought in Belleau Wood. That was a battle that Marines became devil dogs. He served in various commands, most especially as an aide to the commandant after World War One. He then, by the time World War II came around, had been promoted to colonel, was in command of 1st Marines. Like I said earlier, that's regiment, not division. By the end of the war, he had commanded the 4th Marine Division. He came out of that, served in various commands. One of the commands that he spent the most time with was actually the Marine Corps University. He cared about educating Marines, but he was the commandant the most of time during our time in Korea. He also had a battle with Truman over keeping the Marine Corps, and he won that battle. Well, because Truman did some stupidity. You could even say bad things back then, and it mattered. Well, Clifton Cates is a personal hero of mine, and it talks about the 1st Marine Regiment. They were literally the first major battle on Guadalcanal between the Japanese and the Americans defending Henderson Field on Guadalcanal was fought by the 1st Marine Regiment. Yes, Tulagi, Tabutu, Gavutu, sorry, Gavutu. Those were nasty battles, but once they created what they needed to do on the perimeter, the Japanese counterattacked at a place called Alligator Creek, and that was his responsibility. So that's why I picked up this book. Now, look, guys, I don't know if you enjoy World War II. I don't know if you enjoy military history, but this is a really good book if you have never studied anything about Guadalcanal. Now, there are more exacting books, ones that narrow down on certain aspects more, but for an overall picture, Midnight in the Pacific, Wheelan has done a really good job in this book of turning it into something that you should pay attention to. He covers Army, he covers Marine Corps, he covers Navy. I don't think he covers the Coast Guard enough. He talks about the Coast Guard, but he doesn't cover it enough, in my opinion, because what the Coast Guard did on Guadalcanal was pretty amazing. So, if you want to have an overall picture of one of the first significant battles that the Americans fought in World War II, this is the book to pick up. It gives you a rounded picture, and you can see where you can research different areas, and it gives you just a really good picture. So, pick it up if you really want to learn that topic. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. Folks, I just want to say thank you for listening. I want to thank you for taking your time. I want to hear what your comments are about what you think on this topic, because your comments are what's important, not necessarily mine. I don't care if you're Republican, I don't care if you're conservative, I don't care if you're liberal, I don't care if you're Democrat. I want to hear your opinion on these topics. I want to thank you yet again for listening to my video. Like, subscribe, and all that other hoopla. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.